Welcome back, everybody, to the Airport Road podcast presented by La Tunique. We're in episode 18 now, so hey, almost to 20. I'm joined here with my co-host AJ Malona and also our producer Jacob Stevenson. So let's fucking talk about. Well, we were just talking about WandaVision right now. I never seen it, and they were telling me that I need to watch two movies before I actually get into it. So Age of Ultron and Infinity Wars, right?
And Endgame,
So
An Endgame.
and probably
Three.
Endgame.
and probably Ant-Man and the Wasp, and probably Captain Marvel, probably a little bit of the X-Men.
Yeah.
There's only three. Those would help. There's only three you absolutely need to watch.
See, that's what I
Yeah,
like
and I'll
about
be
this.
honest with you, I YouTube the endings. I don't watch the whole film because I watched the ending of Endgame. I saw the ending. I think I made it halfway through the 5-minute video. I'm just not interested in Marvel movies as much as you guys are, but I mean, it's a hot show right now. I mean, you guys can provide more context to it than I can.
Here's
So
what I'll say.
what's
Here's
the-
what I like about this show, because me and one of the culture writers for Lots and Ink had not a disagreement, but we disagreed on what this show is going to be about. Because she wanted to write an article about Marvel Phase, what is it, Phase 4, Jacob? Phase 5? I forget which one we're in right
Phase
now.
4.
Phase 4.
Phase 4.
And I was like, oh, heck yeah, I'll help you out with that. What do you, because I'm excited. Like, they got TV shows coming out. They got all these different films like The Eternals and Black Widow, doing a lot of different stuff. And she was like, oh, well, I wanted to write about how they're complacent and everything's kind of the same, or something along those lines, about how they're not changing their formula. Watch, I'm trying to pull it up.
I agree
So
with that.
has always tried to stick to an easy.
I disagree. I disagree
formula.
with that take.
She said they don't take any risks going forward. Plus, I'm pretty tired of the chapter storytelling as opposed to letting a movie stand alone while being in a collective. I look at it totally different. I love how, now that they got TV shows, like 10 episode, 30-minute TV shows intertwined with that's like what, 20 different properties at this point. All, like I said, yeah, you could get away with just watching Civil War, Infinity War, and Endgame. But it'd help, like I said, if you watch Captain Marvel and Ant-Man and some of the X-Men movies and all these movies. You know what I mean? Like it's all intertwined, which I love.
It's all one story. But,
yeah.
Exactly.
She's talking about how they don't take risk. WandaVision's kind of a risk.
Oh,
It's the first TV show. Well, S.H.I.E.L.D. was a show, but this is the first show on Disney Plus. The first two episodes were complete black and white. Nobody knew what was going on. It was a risk. And the last two episodes, the third was decent. The end was good, but this is kind of what we expected. The fourth and fifth episode, you know what's going on. It's been fast paced. I can't stop watching it. I wish it was longer, but the way they made the show and how there's black and white and it looks like a 60s sitcom, and they introduce like other characters, and then you don't really find out what's going on until episode 4. Like, that was a risk with just how the writers went about it.
Yeah, the showrunner, or one of the head writers, she was kind of talking. I actually don't know if it's a she or a he. This person was talking about how they were nervous to release the show. So we can kind of get into spoilers. Kate, are you gonna watch it? Probably not.
Probably not.
So it is weird. Like Jacob said, the first two episodes are in a sitcom. It just jumps. I thought it was gonna give a little backstory and then go into like the sitcom.
Yeah.
But no, it just puts you into like 1950s style sitcom with like a live audience laugh track. The acting and like the visuals are very much like how they used to do in the 50s. And then the second episode, there's a little stuff here and there, but then the second episode was like a 60s episode, and it did take a. I was intrigued, but even me myself, like we haven't had Marvel content close to 2 years. I've been looking forward to the show. Even I was kind of like, all right, let's go, let's get into it a little more, But now it's going.
I was interested, but part of the reason I was interested is because it was so different than what I expected. And I knew Marvel had a plan, and this was going to be like worked around, and it was going to be intertwined and it makes sense. But the third episode started picking up, and then again the fourth episode is when you really started to realize what was going on and why they showed the first two episodes the way they did. But I think I kind of thought about originally waiting until the whole thing was over, like all 10 episodes were done, and then just watching it everything in 2 or 3 days. But I think if you can watch the like episodes 1 through 5 just in a row, it's going to make a lot more sense of why they did it than you're watching one episode a week.
So so that brings up like an interesting topic that I've always. I mean, it's a good thing everyone feels a little bit different. How do you guys feel about like going kind of back to like how Disney Plus is doing it, weekly episodic releases versus like on Netflix where everything's dropped at once. You just binge through the
I
show.
love how Netflix does it. You can just like I can just get it done. If there's 10 episodes, I can watch it all in 3 or 4 days and just binge watch it. And I remember exactly what's going on. I know kind of the puzzle of okay, this is why this character did this in episode 2. This is why they did this in episode 8. I think when like Apple and Disney do it and you have it in a week like regular TV program, I think it's kind of hard to remember what happened like a month ago, 2 months ago.
But you kid.
I mean, to be honest with you, I like the Netflix version, where we get the whole package and you can just like, if you get caught on one, you just watch the rest. I like
But
Disney.
isn't it kind of depressing when you like you have like a year's worth of anticipation for a TV show and in 2 days it's done, all that's gone? I hate that.
I don't know.
I hate that so much personally.
I don't know, man.
Because then, I mean, if you watch it in like 2 days, sorry, go ahead.
I mean, like I said, I just finished Better Call Saul season 4 on Netflix, and now I'm trying to watch season 5. But the only way I can watch it is if I buy the whole season for like $25 on
No,
Amazon.
I'll let you use my YouTube login, my YouTube TV, and I think I have them all saved on there. Cause you do gotta watch it. That show is so amazing. Jacob, you said you didn't.
Yeah.
You haven't watched it.
I haven't watched it. It's on my list, but I haven't watched it yet. I've seen parts.
So I illegally streamed. I guess I can't say that. Well, fuck it, whatever. But I illegally streamed the first episode, and then after I tried to get to the second episode, it like blocked me. I had to like sign up for an account. So
for season
I'm not going to do that. Yeah, for season 5. So I saw the first episode, and it's really cool because you see him starting to transition into Saul Goodman, which is wild. You know what I mean? So
it's such a good show.
See.
It's such an underrated show.
I need to. If I watch Better Call Saul, do I need to watch Breaking Bad before that?
No.
No.
But there is more like payoff for sure if you watch both. That you'll pick up a lot of little stuff. But no, you can watch it totally standalone.
Yeah, it's a prequel.
Yeah, so you won't have any issues. But I mean, so you just said you binged season 4. How long did it take you to finish?
Probably about a year and a half.
But like when you like officially sat down again and started like just knocked.
Well, I was. Let's see. I think it took me about 2 days.
Yeah, see, because I watched it when it came out like weekly. I don't know. I really like watching that. Really like having that kind of anticipation a little bit of like having something to look forward to each week personally. But anyway, Jacob, you asked me earlier off camera what my favorite sitcom was, and what was the name of the one you guys both said?
I said Parks and Rec, and then I also Ted Lasso and The Office are also up there for me.
So, are those considered sitcoms? Is The Office considered a sitcom?
I think so.
I don't know if Ted Lasso is a sitcom.
Because when I picture a sitcom,
I'm thinking like 2.5 Men.
I'm thinking when I said sitcom, I'm thinking like I don't know if I consider Lasso kind of like a comedy show, but I get the argument that it's not. Like it's funny, but I get the argument that it's not supposed to be necessarily a comedy.
I think my favorite sitcom of all time has to be Seinfeld.
Really? I hate Seinfeld, dude.
See, I hate Friends, man.
Well, I don't like you, so that makes sense. Right?
I've never seen either of those shows.
Oh yeah, I mean, we have an equal hatred for each other.
Hold on. You've never seen Friends or Seinfeld?
No.
It's funny because Friends and Seinfeld, even when they both came out, they came out roughly around a similar time. It was always like you liked one or the other, right, kid? You can tell a
Yeah,
lot about you
basically.
since you were a Seinfeld guy. Anyway. Just kidding. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think I made it through 2 seasons of Friends. I think.
It's something I watched when I was little, so if I tried to start watching it now, I probably wouldn't like it, but it's got like the nostalgia stuff for me. And it's a funny show. It still
Yeah.
makes me laugh, but again, if I tried watching it today, probably wouldn't like it.
Yeah. I'm a big Curb Your Enthusiasm fan too. You ever watch that show? Oh, it's amazing. They're still going too, man.
Sitcom,
They're like in their 11th season.
the
They're they're not.
the theme song.
But what it is
Sorry, you were cutting out. Sorry.
the thing about Curb Your Enthusiasm is it's based off the creator's life, Larry David, right? So there's one season where they like do a fake Seinfeld reunion, and um, basically you just follow Larry David, and he just runs into a whole bunch of issues and problems because of just his personality. He's like a tough guy to get along with, and tough guy to be around. But it's really cool because the Seinfeld characters they reprised their roles in the show itself. You see like George Costanza, yeah,
There's that
Jerry
racist guy.
Seinfeld, Michael Richards.
What's his name? Kramer or something like that, right?
Yeah,
He shows
yeah,
up.
he's in it too.
What? That dude.
Yeah.
I thought he was canceled. Done.
They actually make fun of that in the Curb Your Enthusiasm show. Yeah, exactly.
Watch it. How many? This show started in 2000.
Yeah. The pilot was in '99, and
What channel is it on?
It's an HBO show.
Wait, this show started in 2000. How many seasons? Has it like continuously been?
Dude, it's No, they took some breaks in between, but I mean, it's like in its 11th season right now.
Dude, holy shit! I did not realize it had been going that long. I thought it was a fairly new show, like in the 2010s.
No.
That's
No,
a
yeah, my
20-year
parents
run.
used
That's
to watch all
crazy.
the time. Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah, but I think one show that I'm trying to get around to is Sopranos. I'm trying to get into Sopranos right now.
Yeah, I've heard that's really good. I think my parents watched that.
Yeah, same here. And trying to watch these shows that were like really popular when I was a kid, but you just couldn't watch them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, I guess that's why I never watched Friends or Seinfeld.
Yeah, I didn't watch Seinfeld until I was in college.
Because like Parks and Rec was, I mean, not Parks and Rec, The Office is big, like elementary, middle school. Because the last year The Office was on TV was my freshman year of high school, and like I knew people who watched it, but I was too young to really like get most of the jokes, I guess. But I didn't really start watching The Office until I was in college.
Yeah, same here. I never saw a single episode. I think I in 2013.
Yeah.
So I was a freshman in college. Yeah.
Well, speaking about, I don't know how to transition. Let's talk about courtside Karen. Cade, what do you know about courtside Karen?
All I know is LeBron was like calling that dude a steroid ass. He was appalled that they were dating. Yeah, he's fucking yoked, man.
He's like six. He's pushing like 65 too.
He's an old guy.
Yeah, but he was like, LeBron was like, yeah, I can't believe I thought it was like a father and a daughter. I'm appalled that they were dating. Something like that. Something along those lines. She's like 20. She's 24. Dude, she looked like she was like 25. She looked like she was like late 30s.
Yeah, the only reason.
Yeah, there's no way she's 25.
There's no way.
The only reason I knew that she was, or that she allegedly is 25, is because that was trending all day that day. Of just people were just shitting on her. Like, there's no way that girl's 25 years old. There's no freaking way. But did you see her video of after the fact? Kid?
Yeah.
That was pure gold, man. Jacob, you were
And
saying
now
something
she's gonna be famous,
uh,
dude.
Did you guys see the old guy's Instagram pictures of LeBron, like 2017? And those were kind of weird.
I did not. What happened?
So there were pictures. It was like just pictures of LeBron when he was courtside at a Hawks game in the playoffs in 2017, and it was just like going out of his way in the comments to talk about how much he didn't like LeBron and how much the Hawks are gonna. Like, he just wishes the Hawks would get him, but it was just kind of weird.
Yeah, you know what I've noticed a lot is a lot of old dudes don't like LeBron. I've been around a lot of old guys who say that LeBron is un-American. But at the same time, dude, like I used to hate LeBron because he was that good. You know what I mean? Like especially when he was with the Miami Heat, he was just destroying the Celtics in the playoffs. It was frustrating to see. So, but as a person and as an individual, I think LeBron has actually done a lot for the community and as well as the Black community. Like, you know how he developed that I Promise school to help underprivileged kids. You know, I think he's a good individual. I think he's a good father as well, because a lot of these old guys, you know, always draw the comparison between him and Jordan. Now, Jordan was, the best player of all time, in my opinion. I still think he's better than LeBron. But, I mean, in a sense, Jordan is like, in my opinion, kind of a shitty dude.
Michael Jordan?
You know, Michael Jordan, yeah. Did you see that thing about...
Did you watch The Last Dance?
Yes.
The what? Oh, yeah.
Last Dance? Yeah.
Is that why you're saying he's shitty, like a shitty teammate, or like the way he talked to people, or like he did shitty
I
things?
think... Well, did you see that thing that came out with Chamillionaire, the rapper? So Chamillionaire, I can't remember what song he's famous for, but he was huge, like in elementary school and middle school. And apparently Chamillionaire was trying to get like a photo and like an autograph. So he goes up to Jordan, and Jordan's sitting at a table with Spike Lee, the filmmaker, and Paul Pierce, right? And he's like, "Hey, Mr. Jordan, can I get like a photo?" And he's like, "Nah, dude, I'm not taking a photo with an N-word, can't say it." And he's like, "Yo, what?" He's like, "Yeah, how about this? You pay me a couple grand and I'll take a photo with you." And everybody at the table's like, "Yo, this is Chamillionaire." He's like, "I don't give a shit. Like, that doesn't mean anything to me." Like, he just seems very arrogant to me. You know what
I mean? I can see that. I don't think he's necessarily a bad guy. I think that like The Last Dance portrayed him, and like I think Kobe to an extent, and I think Jimmy Butler a little bit. I think they're so competitive and they're just wired differently than most people that it might rub some people the wrong way, just because it's like I don't have whatever Jordan and Kobe have that makes them so great. Like I just don't have that in me. So I think that like some of that just, I know you're talking about something different, but I think some of that just could rub people the wrong way. But I haven't got really the impression from him that he's a kind of a dick.
I don't know. This story is pretty interesting. I hadn't heard of it. I'm just reading into it. So the only reason that they crossed paths was because Chamillionaire had purchased a Michael Jordan jersey from Reggie Bush's charity auction. He paid $7,000 for it. And yeah, I guess when he was trying to take the picture, Chamillionaire told Michael Jordan that he just paid $7,000 for one of his jerseys. Michael Jordan says, "You know what? I'll tell you what. You pay $15,000 right now for a jersey from me, and I'll take a picture with you." So that's pretty dickish.
Yeah.
I guess Paul Pierce was with him, and Paul Pierce said he was trying to calm him down. Like, if Paul Pierce is trying to calm you down, if he's your voice of reason, maybe you are a dick.
Hey there, sorry to interrupt your scheduled podcast, but we are just popping in to thank today's sponsor, La Tonique Shop. Head over to www.latonique.news/shop today and check out our shopping page. We have an awesome selection of high-end apparel and accessories that you can purchase to support your favorite news site. We have everything from premium Champion sweatshirts, tees, tank tops, joggers, dad hats, and more. Once again, head over to www.latonique.news/shop to select quality items right from our site. Latinique Shop offers tons of styles and colors and has every size that you could need. Just add items to your cart and check out on the website. It's honestly so easy. Once again, thank you to Latinique Shop for sponsoring today's episode, and now back to your scheduled podcast.
Yeah, I don't know. At the same time, I've never,
I was surprised by the Last Dance documentary because I honestly didn't know much about Jordan. It was before my time. I knew of him obviously, but I didn't know much of the personal stuff. But I didn't. Sometimes I get like that, ultra competitive nature and like the way you carry yourselves. But sometimes the way he went about stuff was pretty funny. I don't know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go about it that way personally.
He punched Steve Kerr. He punched Steve Kerr.
Yeah.
Just some of the stuff he would say about people, yeah. And I mean, he even got emotional talking about it, right? That he thought people didn't like him or something.
Yeah. I mean, to me, he's still one of my favorite players of all time.
Oh, he's great. Yeah. It was great documentary too. Like I loved it.
Oh, yeah.
It was awesome. Did you guys watch the Tim Parker documentary on Netflix?
Have not.
No, did talk about his affairs.
You know what? Did it? I don't remember. It should have.
Because didn't he sleep with
Brett Barry's wife.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, the announcer.
Yeah.
His teammate.
While he was married to what's her name at the time, right?
He's with the Spurs. Both were with the Spurs, I think.
Yeah.
Jeez, it's an interesting. I don't remember if you talked about that or not, but I do remember that they were making a Tom Brady documentary. The same people that made Last Dance. They're gonna talk about him cheating on his.
Have you guys seen? You guys seen the Tiger documentary on HBO?
No, I heard it got mixed reviews. That was that.
Yeah, it apparently left some stuff out. I remember just kind of the general, like I know the general part of his career, and I remember the big win a couple years ago. But it was probably like I was in middle school when the whole cheating scandal was going on. So like I remember a little bit, but they got really into that, and apparently his camp was not too happy with the documentary being made, and it's been a lot of time on that.
Yeah, man. Tiger Woods.
There's a lot of stuff about him I didn't know. Was in there. They talked about his childhood and his brought up, and his dad was like really strict with them, and it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, his dad wrote a book actually about how to raise a prodigy child or something like that. I can't remember exactly what the title was, but it was something along those lines. But I mean, it just kind of shows everybody that even with Tiger Woods and Michael Jordan and his gambling issues and all that stuff, that nobody's perfect. So I mean, Tiger Woods did the 10th of the sport. Man. He popularized golf itself, broke racial barriers and everything like that.
Yeah, that they got into that part of it. I had no, like, I kind of knew about that issue in general, but just with him and his difficulties with going in golf, and I didn't know really that was a problem for him.
Yeah, because I mean, when it comes to golfers of color, I can't really even think. I mean, I know there's some Asian American golfers.
Jason Day's Aboriginal from Australia.
Yeah,
but it's not.
Then there's VJ Singh. You know what I'm talking about? Singh, yeah, he's from Fiji, I want to say. Yeah. But yeah, man, it's a predominantly white sport,
What do you guys think about?
And then even.
Sorry, go for it. Keep it
going. There was like even the Masters course in Georgia. They had a what's it called? It was segregated for.
It was segregated until a couple years before Tiger Woods played there, and I had like they talked about that, and I had no idea that was still segregated until then. I had no idea that businesses were even like allowed to do that.
Yeah, even it was predominantly men. Like only men could golf on that golf course for a while too. Yeah, it's crazy. Golf is interesting for sure. But what were you gonna say, AJ?
I was just gonna ask what you guys thought about gosh, it's already been a couple months when Charlie Woods and Tiger Woods were playing together. Did you guys watch that at all?
I did the same exact swing. The same exact swing. I saw like a clip of it was Charlie Woods.
The
Oh yeah.
mannerisms, everything are very similar. It was actually pretty cool to see. But anyway, speaking of Charlie, and segue a bit, I totally forgot I wanted to talk about this because this is hilarious. All right, so do you guys know who Charlie D'Amelio is?
Yeah.
I do not.
All right. I'm going to enlighten you, Jacob. So she is a 16-year-old TikToker, right? I think she's like one of the most famous TikTokers in the world. Anyway, she's 16 years old. She's an idiot. She's one of those TikTokers that just does dancing, whatever. She's been on like Jimmy Fallon and all that. She's like super famous just from this, right? So anyway, okay. Do you know who Charlie XCX is?
Yes.
I do not. I don't know very many TikTokers. I know there's a girl that's like 20 that hangs out with Kourtney Kardashian, who's a big TikToker. I can't think of her name. I think it might start with the A. I'm not
Addison.
really. I'm not on TikTok. Addison, yeah, I know who that is. Yeah, okay, yeah, I know who she is, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah. So anyway, so Charlie XCX is she's an artist. I don't know what kind of music she makes, but anyway.
Pop music.
Yeah. So about a week ago, one of her producers and like someone she worked with, named Sophie, passed away from like a sudden. It was like a freak accident, and so I'm trying not to laugh. This is so fucked up. But when people heard about it, they started the hashtag Here for Charlie in support of Charlie XCX, and Charlie D'Amelio thought it was about her. People were like sending out like morning thoughtful tweets, and Charlie D'Amelio tweeted out, "Oh my goodness, you were all so sweet to me. You have no idea how much your kind words warm my heart. I'm so lucky to have you all by my side. I love you, Bebs." It's so clear that she did not read these tweets, because if you go look at all that hashtag Here for Charlie, it's just clearly like paying respects to this poor girl who died. But that is
Damn.
dude, that is one of the most embarrassing things I've ever heard of. I can't believe that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awful.
It's
I shouldn't laugh about that, but yeah, that's bad. You're right.
Because I feel like it is funny, but it's not, because I mean,
yeah,
because people now that's what people are talking about, or how embarrassing that was, and they're not actually talking about what the actual thing was. But this is horrible. I just wanted to bring that to attention. I thought that was hilarious. That's rough.
Wow.
People that young should not have that big of a platform at all.
No.
Or have that much.
I think about like professional athletes and how like there's most of the guys going to be in the NBA draft in 2021. Like pretty much, we're now at the point where they're all younger than me. Like 90% of college basketball players are younger than me. So that kind of, but I think about 16-year-olds, 18-year-olds that are famous, have millions of dollars, and I just think about like how I would be if I had millions of dollars and all that attention when I was 16, and I just don't know how people do it. I would hate all that attention, but I there's no way I'd be ready for that.
It's like Justin Bieber, man. Yeah.
Hey, that guy.
I don't know if
right.
Yeah. There's a couple of road bumps in his life, but he's doing all right now.
Peeing in the mop bucket.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Remember when you got arrested?
Didn't he get like DUI?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's crazy.
Cool.
I don't know. Yeah.
You guys got anything else you want to bring to the table today?
Super Bowl's tomorrow.
Oh shit! Let's do Super Bowl predictions.
Yeah.
This will come out after. It's come out the day after, so I guess we'll be celebrating Tom Brady getting his 7th Super Bowl ring at this point. I'm all in on Tom Brady. I told you that, right, kid?
Yeah. Yep.
I have been the biggest Tom Brady hater my entire life, but I'm cheering for the guy this year. More so for like Bruce Arians and Tom Moore And even in Dominican Sue, I know that he's a shit guy, but even in Dominican Sue and JPP, everybody but Tom Brady. Anybody but Mahomes is how I feel at this point.
Yeah, man. I'm going Tom Brady all the way, dude. You can never bet off. You can never bet against Tom Brady.
I'm going with the Chiefs, so.
You think so?
I can't go against Patrick Mahomes.
damn it.
That team, just as good, if not better than last year's team.
Damn it.
They've been blowing everybody out. Yeah, I'm going with the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes is going to grab the torch from Brady in the Buccaneers Stadium.
If Patrick Mahomes wins 2 Super Bowls and an MVP in his first 3 years starting, that's... I mean, what do you do? There's no competing with that, you know?
Okay, so here's the thing. I had someone tell me yesterday that Patrick Mahomes is the new GOAT. But you can't be the new GOAT if the current GOAT's still playing.
Well, actually, Dodog, one of our sports contributors, wrote an interesting piece about that came out this week. That where he was taking a look at how much this game means more to Patrick Mahomes than it does to Tom Brady. And his, the article's premises was essentially, well, winning the Super Bowl helped Mahomes become the new greatest of all time. Yeah, it's gotta be, dude. I mean, it's gotta be. If he wins this game, yes, Tom Brady is the GOAT, but he'll already have half as many. Well, no, have a third as many Super Bowl wins as Brady in 3 years, dude. Come on, that's. I don't know. I just don't.
This we'll just have to see. Yeah.
We'll have to see.
We're putting money on it, Mario. AJ?
I'm betting. I just told you I want the Bucks to win.
I know. That's what I'm saying. We gotta pull our money together, man. Just throw it all in.
Oh, okay. You wanna make some prop bets and whatnot?
Yeah, man.
I actually put money down, or I want to put money. I have the bet sitting there because we have to have a bookie. I don't know if that's illegal, but because we can't do it in our state online. But I want to bet for the odds for Darrell Williams, the Chiefs running back, to win MVP. There's like stupid high. I know the MVP for the last 10 years, 9 times out of 10, 8 times out of 10 has been a quarterback. Yeah, you gotta take those odds, man. Also,
Malcolm Smith had to mess with those odds. The Seahawks.
Who else won? Who else won and the non-quarterback won it?
Eagles? No, it was Foles. Foles won.
Julian Edelman won the MVP for the Falcons Super Bowl.
Did he?
Yeah.
Did he really? Well, I mean, he had a good game.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it. So it's Mahomes, Edelman, Foles, Brady, Von Miller, Tom Brady, Malcolm Smith, Flacco, Eli, Rodgers, Breeze. Yeah. So it's just Julian Edelman.
He either won the Falcons. He either won the MVP in the Falcons or the Rams. I can't remember, but either one of the two.
Which one was more recent?
The Rams.
Then that's the one he won it in. I didn't realize it.
So, yeah.
Speaking of,
and then Deion Branch won an MVP.
No, he did
with
not.
the Patriots.
In like 05, I think.
Yeah.
I think a year or two later, he got traded to the Seahawks.
Yeah.
I remember because, I'm in Seattle area, it was such a big deal when Deion Branch got traded to the Seahawks and did nothing. He did nothing.
Yeah, that's what happens when you leave the Patriots, man. You come in to nobody, you become a superstar, you get traded, and you get it signed, a big superstar contract, and you get turned into nothing.
This Matt Hasselbeck and Seneca Wallace couldn't have helped him out.
Matty Hassel, man.
What do you guys think about the NFL honors tonight?
The what?
The NFL honors.
I don't know how I feel about that, man. Well, if he wins it, he's going to be tied for second with the most MVPs, since that will be his third one.
I think he'll win. He'll win.
I don't know.
I think that one's a lock.
We'll see.
Hold on, he only has 3.
Well, that would be his third one. He has 2 right now. No. So it's Peyton Manning with 5, and then after that is Tom Brady with 3, Jim Brown, Johnny U. Yeah. That's all,
He's
yeah.
tied for a second. Damn, Peyton Manning. He's just not getting. He's never gonna get topped, is he?
Well, it doesn't matter how
Well,
many.
Patrick Mahomes.
That's the greatest of all time, right there. What a man.
If you talk about individual statistics, yeah, they're considered great, but man, it's all about the championships. Now, what Tom Brady has managed to do with the Buccaneers in his first year with a different franchise, that's legendary talk right there. Even the same thing with Peyton Manning. I will say that. But, if Tom Brady wins the Super Bowl, that's more than any franchise. He'll have 7 titles.
Yeah.
And the most franchise it has is Steelers and the Patriots is 6.
That's ridiculous.
Now,
if you can do that, that's never gonna be done again.
He'll be 7-3 in the Super Bowl, which is fucking absurd. 10 Super Bowl appearances. You know what I mean? That will never be done again, in my opinion, unless Pat Mahomes can just keep this streak up. You know what I mean? Because Pat Mahomes is younger than me. He's 25. He's barely 25.
Man, it's not looking good.
Yeah, but at the same time, Tom Brady did that when he was in his career. I mean, he won 3 Super Bowls in his 20s. And then there's a huge gap. Tom Brady, every year that Tom Brady won an MVP, he didn't win the Super Bowl.
So that means he's going to win the Super Bowl this year? Because he's not winning MVP.
You never know.
Hey.
Yeah. Even though he had the stats. He had 40 touchdowns. If you look at Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady's statistics and Pat Mahomes, he's in that wheelhouse.
Well, if you're gonna do that, if you're gonna make those comparisons, why don't you compare the teams around them?
That's true.
Well,
Pat Mahomes has a fucking loaded team.
He's got 2.
Aaron Rodgers, not so much. I give Aaron Rodgers a lot of credit. He did a lot more with the pieces that he was working with. Even though Devontae Adams is a fucking badass. But yeah, I mean, Tom Brady just got loaded with a bunch of former greats and young talent.
Man, imagine if OJ Howard never got hurt. Anyway,
yeah, they still have Cameron Bray, who's a great contributor. Yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Awesome, guys.
Well, all right.
Right.
Well, yeah, thanks for watching again. Make sure to follow us on YouTube and all our social medias. Subscribe to the newsletter. And make sure to check out Avid Apparel at avxd.apparel on Instagram. So, yeah, take it easy, guys. We're out of here.